I'm out of breath, just done my sit-ups. Good morning. So it's day 93 of the vlog now. Today we're going to sort of look at opinions. So I think in running or anything in life, there's so many opinions out there. And sometimes separating fact from opinion can be quite difficult. I've had a little look on the internet and there's a lot of things about running. One will tell you it's good for you, another thing will tell you it's bad for you, and some people have strong opinions on runners and people. So we can have a little look at them today and maybe look at the points for and against, whether they're right or wrong, and then come up with an overall opinion. I have 3 opinions myself, controversial ones, don't hate me for these. I think running shorts can be too short. I have to say, I don't really like short shorts. I don't wear shorts a lot running, as you can tell, but I don't think anyone really wants to see your bare legs, too much of your bare leg anyway. I also think it's only a race if you're running it as fast as you can. Now, so many people are doing amazing events. They do like every marathon, the main marathons in the world, so Boston Marathon, London Marathon, Paris Marathon, and I think that's amazing, but I don't think it's a race unless you run it as fast as you can. I don't think my ultra challenge is a race, it's a challenge. I think it's a challenge, but that doesn't mean it's not something that's just as important as a race. And then the final one is, I think park run should be more for your casual recreational runners to get them fit. I don't think 12-minute 5k runners should be there taking up a spot when, well, I know they don't take up a spot, but I think it should be for those people that want to get fit, want to carry a buggy and stuff. I think those sort of elite runners can go and do those races and prove how good they are. So that's just my opinion, and I found a lot online, so we're going to sort of have a little look at them today and just see if we can prove some wrong or prove some right. So we're going to test sort of 6 different opinions or thoughts today regarding sort of running and exercise. So the ones I've picked is you're a jogger, not a runner. A lot of people say, there's a jogger coming. Now, I don't like that, and I know a lot of people who run do not like the word jogger. So we're going to prove, are we a runner or are we a jogger? Maybe they're right. So we'll test that on my run today. The other one, running ruins knees, causes a lot of injuries. I've had knee issues running, so we'll test that one today, see if that's true. Not enough time. A lot of people say, running takes up too much time, and actually there's evidence that it actually breaks up relationships. So maybe that's something we need to test today during my run. Are ultras bad for you? Because that's what some studies are saying, that actually doing marathons and stuff can actually increase your risk of death because of overworking the heart. So we can test that a little bit today. We'll look at some studies. Runners are rude. I'm going to see today, I'm going to say good morning to people walking by and just see if people actually really think runners are rude, or actually they say morning back. The other day they didn't, but I think today they might. And boring. Is running boring? So we'll test that out on running today. We'll just see if we can prove those theories right or wrong, because there's a lot of opinions out there. So they're the ones we're going to look at today. So the 4 I'm going to look at today on running: jogger, not runner, not enough time, rude and boring. Can I prove those right or wrong? First sort of, I suppose, opinion on running is that you don't have time. And I have to say, I think we all do live quite busy lives. It's a busy world we live in. However, you would have just seen there's a lot of studies that say as little as sort of 5 to 10 minutes of running is good for you, and 15 minutes is really good for your mood enhancement. So 5 to 10 minutes to reduce your cardiovascular disease risk by up to 50%. 15 minutes to improve your mood, and then anything between 30 and 45 minutes running will aid weight loss. So far I've done 10 minutes, so my cardiovascular risk would be right down. I've done 2k, so again, whatever, even if it doesn't, let's just say it's all a load of rubbish, these studies, it does show you can still get 2k in, which is the equivalent of, probably 150, 200 calories. That's your pack of biscuits for today already gone. So I still think you do have time. Everyone has 15 minutes. And in my opinion, if you can get all those benefits, which are apparently true, it's worth it. Right, it's time to play a game because apparently running is boring. I'm going to pick 3 different colours: silver or grey, blue, red. Now, I had 3 opinions today. I said I think parkrun should be for your more casual runner. Running shorts are too tight. Or sorry, there are too short running shorts. Some are too tight as well. And it's only a race if you run it fast. So I'm going to say, when I see a silver car go past me, I'm going to do that debate around parkrun. Blue car, let's say shorts are too short. And then the last one, it's only a race if you run it. And I'm going to try and debate it until I see one of those other colours. So I've got time to debate it for as long as I need until I see one of the other colours. Then I have to go on to the next topic. Okay, so silver car's just got by me. So why I think parkrun is for just your casual runner. The reason I think parkrun is for your casual runner is because it's free, it's accessible. I think that's what it was designed for. 5k as a distance, because that's like couch to 5k. You see many schemes like that, and I think it's a really good way to get people fit. It's more about the community spirit. I don't think it should be competitive. Where I run, the path is quite narrow, so you don't want it taken up by runners who are, going really fast and scaring you and putting you off. Puts people off when you run by them and you're overlapping them. Or whatever reasons. See, this is tough. It's hard to think on the move, and now I'm starting to think, well, if everyone can do it, it's for everyone anyway. I'm doubting my own opinion now. I need a different colour car. I'm going to give that a blue. It's a funny colour blue, but shorts. Yes, I think shorts can be too short. First of all, nobody likes to see sort of pale, skinny legs out in the open. From a runner's point of view, I think it's going to cause more injuries because you've got your legs more exposed. You increase your risk, particularly if you're doing off-road runs, of getting bitten and getting things like Lyme's disease and all things like that. What else? Stinging nettles, of course, as well. Also increase your risk of getting sunburnt. So say about pale legs, increase your risk of getting sunburnt. You wouldn't walk around in public with pants on. Oh, we've got a red car, so I can change topic. So we're now on to why it's only a race if you race it. So my question is, if you do an egg and spoon race on Sports Day, or the sack race, or anything like that, it's only a race because you're looking for someone to finish in first place. So yes, if you do these races or runs like a marathon, someone will win the race. But you're not racing it yourself if you're not running at your full speed or as fast as you can for that distance. I think definition of a race is when you basically are going as fast as you can to try and be as quick as you can. If people wanted to debate that, yes, you're entering, as I said, a race where someone can come first. I give up. This is really hard to debate on the move, and I'm doubting my opinions now. If you think that's boring, then my game, that view isn't to me. So it doesn't have to be games anyway. There's so many things you can do on a run. You can look for things, you can make maps, or you can just take in the lovely views and just realise this is surely better than doing anything else on a Sunday morning. Certainly better than mine. So I've done over 45 minutes to run, so that means all that lack of time I have, but I fit in 45 minutes. I've now maximised my weight loss. I've got all these mood enhancements, and obviously I've cut my cardiovascular risk even more. Now it's time to see if people think runners are rude, so I'm going to go around and stay and do a couple of laps And again, try just saying morning to people who aren't running and just see if they say anything back. Because if they think we're rude and they don't like us, then they're not going to say morning. So let's see how we get on. I've not seen anyone. So maybe it's true, maybe people don't like runners. We'll find someone in a minute. Okay, first person, they said nothing. He doesn't like runners. Go on. So as you would have just seen, the difference between a runner and a jogger is a jogger does about 4 to 6 miles running an hour, classified as a jogger. I've just gone past the hour. I'm on 12k, so 9.6k would have been 6 miles. That means I'm definitely a runner, not a jogger, and I can now prove it. So we've managed to bust that myth and that opinion. Oh, that feels good. Now, I've just read that stretching doesn't reduce your risk of injuries. Now, I have to say, I can't argue with the science. If it doesn't reduce your risk of injuries, then fine. But do I stretch at the end just to reduce injuries? No, I don't. Because I think running, it makes you stiff, whatever. And I don't think it doesn't matter if you're running or not. If you're getting out of bed, stretching feels good. And that's why I do it. Now, is it not good for your knees? Well, you can look anywhere. And sometimes it will say it's good for your knees, and other times it will say it's the worst thing for you. And I think ultimately it's just whether you overdo things or not. Some people can do more running, some people can do less. You've got to train it. But as someone said online, and I really liked it, 99.9% of injuries happen when you're breathing. You could pin it on anything, and running alone is not just the reason for your knee injuries. There may be other factors, maybe a family history of it, you may have some sort of defect, whatever, but you can't just pin it all on running. So there you go. I don't agree with that opinion. Okay, so I've done 12 miles this morning, and I'm going to add an extra thing that people don't like. They don't like people who put their sort of workouts and activities on their social media pages. I'm a little bit different to that. I kind of think that you should be proud of what you've done, and there's nothing wrong with sharing something you're proud of. I've said this before, be proud of your achievements. It doesn't matter if anyone else likes it, they can ignore it, can't they? But I'm going to deliberately be that annoying person today on Twitter. Now, I've got nearly 17,000 followers on Twitter, so hopefully I'll get a few interactions, but I know people don't particularly like those posts that say I'm great. But I'm going to put this in a tweet on X. 11.5 miles run Friday, 13 miles run Saturday, 12 miles run Sunday, 36 miles and feeling great. Time to cut back ahead of my 100k ultra in 2 weeks. So it sounds a little bit like I'm showing off, and that's kind of what I want. And I've got a picture of myself from today's run, so I'm going to post that. Now, if I get 10 interactions, so 10 likes, reposts, or comments, so all of them added together, if I get at least 10, I'm going to say people don't really mind you putting posts about how great you are on social media. So let's put that on there. I'll screenshot it and I'll show you. And we'll see. We'll give it sort of an hour or so on there and see how many responses we get. Yeah, I've already had I have had over 10 interactions, 3 comments. Someone who was very kindly sort of said they were concerned about my weight loss and stuff, but thankfully, as I said, I've addressed that now and I'm putting weight back on. And other people just saying, well done. I want to give a special mention to Ryan as well, so hopefully you do watch this one. Because throughout this whole training and stuff, you've always retweeted all my sort of posts about the vlogs. You actually sent me a DM, a private message to say, how can I support? And, you've been I just said, can you share all my posts? And you've always done that as well. So I really appreciate that. And as I said, that post I just put on, which you've kindly commented on as well,
I said it was meant to be a bit of a self-centered one to sort of just say, oh, I'm great. But then, as I said, you're always very supportive, and I do appreciate it as well. And as I said, it just motivates me to keep going, regardless of whether anyone watches these things or not. To see some people who, again, don't even know, obviously I've never met you, just leaving nice comments stuff means a lot. So thank you very much, Ryan. Again, hope you've watched this one. Let's get a win today. By the time you see this, we'll know either way. But come on, Chelsea.
Would have just seen there is an opinion. Well, it's not even an opinion actually. It's from studies and research that say doing sort of ultra marathons and marathons actually is not good for you. You know, because it's too much. And I think it's probably one of those things. Yes, I think if you do them a lot, it is too much. You know, do once a year or whatever. I think it's absolutely fine. But I think everything has to be taken in moderation. Let's say you can drink too much water and that's not good for you. You can eat too much fruit and veg and that's not good for you. You know. So I think with anything, you know, it may sound like, oh wow, it's great to exercise, but there is a limit, and I think you just got to listen to your body because we all have very different limits. So, yeah, as much as I don't think it's an opinion now, I think it is backed up by the science. I think you do have to just listen to your body. I know I say it all the time, but that doesn't matter if it's exercise or whatever. I still think, though, challenging yourself every so often is not a bad thing, whether that's conquering a fear, doing an ultra challenge or whatever. Doing it every so often, I think, is a good thing for you, because regardless of if it's, you know, you get the physical benefits with some of these things, but you also get the mental benefits, the feeling of satisfied with yourself. So, yeah, I still think overall doing these things are good for you, but just be careful and listen to your body. I was wondering what on earth the thing was in my shoe a minute ago. It is a bit of sponge. I have to say it's really helped though. My foot feels as good as it's done for a little while. So I've had a sore ankle lately, and yeah, it just seems to push that little bit away so it's not digging in. So I don't care if it looks silly. If it works, that's all that matters to me. What am I up to now then? So I am making, and I said about this a little while ago, a taper timetable. And essentially I've got 3 sections: training, recovery, and a to-do list. So things I want to do during that time. So yeah, we're going to work through it. In a minute, I'll reveal what I've got on there. And yeah, I'm going to have a little look at some more ideas in a minute. So very exciting. Okay, so apologies for the presentation. It's not the best, I must admit, but training, what's it going to involve? So I'm going to still do a few short runs in the next few days. But yeah, essentially, I just want to tick over really, because I know if I don't run for a week, I would ache the next day. So just some really, really slow, short runs are going to be involved. Obviously, do a bit of walking, but essentially, the 2 main things I want to do is use a bike more and an elliptical cross trainer more at the gym, because that is no impact then, and a couple of weights just to keep the strength up. So that's the plan in terms of training, just reducing everything, but ticking along so you don't completely stop everything. Recovery, stretch. So I need to stretch, regardless of whether that opinion that it doesn't work. I'm going to stretch. Massage, going to get the massager back out. Hot baths, not having cold showers or anything like that. Plenty of sleep, eat a lot, and hydrate a lot as well. And then this is kind of my to-do list. So this is kind of like stuff to keep me busy, to fill that time that I would have been training. What can I do instead? So I'm going to do some teabag art, some science experiments. I'm going to make a naan pizza, maybe get a haircut because it might be hot. I might want a haircut. Read a book. I want to learn something. So I put at the bottom there, learn something new. That might be linked to reading a book. Start a podcast, maybe. Puzzle. A spa day at home. I need to look after myself. Maybe play a few games. Plan a dream business. Photo album. Look back at some old pictures. See if I can find any sporty ones of me. And again, learning something new. I might do some knitting. And I might have a little look at AI and see if it can help me answer some of the questions I have inside that I've never had the answers to. So here we are. It's time to go and put it up on my wall. Right. Have I got a spot for it? Yes, I do. Oh, I need more blue tack. Anyway, it's up. Yeah, there is my taper timetable.
unfortunately, I almost ripped it there. I had to put sellotape on, so I've had to kind of just accept it's a bit creased. But I have stuck me on it from those pictures I cut out the other day. And I have to say, maybe that proves the opinion that runners are self-centered right. I think I can definitely say, looking at this, I'm very self-centered. But I like it. I've got some exciting things planned. I look forward to giving some of them a try. So yeah, that's it for today. Finally having a shave. Honestly, you've probably noticed it's not been looking very neat, my face, and that's about 3 weeks of growing it. That's ridiculous, isn't it? I just can't grow a beard. I think probably the main thing really today is that there's opinions on everything, and there's certainly some opinions on runners and cyclists and athletes in general. And at the end of the day, we all have different reasons to think one way or the other, and we don't all want to be the same. Let's be honest, if we're all the same, the world would be very, very boring. I'm hoping I've sort of proven some of those opinions wrong today, especially the jogger one. I'm a runner, not a jogger. We're all runners. Anyone who runs, they're a runner and not a jogger. In terms of tomorrow, I'm thinking of maybe looking at what other athletes do, some of the top athletes, just to see some of the rituals they have that might sort of give them the edge. Why are they the best? It's not just about what they eat and how they train. Must be some rituals, some superstitions, something that they do. I want to have a little look into. I haven't actually had a look yet. What do some of those top athletes do that maybe separate them from the rest? Because I think a lot of athletes are quite into like rituals and stuff. So we'll have a little look at that tomorrow and just look at see if I can get any inspiration from other professions, whether that's in a medical field or whatever. Can I find out, some amazing, can I learn something else from another profession or another sport? So that's going to be my little mission tomorrow. But I hope you've enjoyed this one today. It's a slightly different one, but I hope I've dispelled some myths, and I hope you liked my unpopular opinions as well. Anyway, catch you later.